Now I request Mr. Kulwinder Singh to please brief us about social media marketing needs of engineering colleges.
Thank you. Um, Thank you, Mr. Hota, and thank you, Mr. Nair, first of all, setting the stage right for me. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm a marketer. So I'm not going to defend myself, but I'll make an attempt to bring a shift which is important. And I see it from outside. My core job is to market the services of the company. And I market to the clients as well as to the employees. So I thought something which is very apt for the audiences here would be this concept of paradigm shift. I'll dwell a couple of minutes on this concept. This is about a 50-year-old concept. It was actually invented by a gentleman with the name Thomas Kuhn in Germany. When he was a guy who was doing things in natural science, and he wanted to bring a point out saying why we should be thinking about the natural science in a different manner. So normally when we use in a colloquial language, paradigm shift is thinking from here to there. That's what we use, all of us. So I'm going to make an effort here to bring maybe change from here to here. And I will leave it to you guys to move from here to there. Yep? Thank you. Could you move? Yeah. So the first stage? Not, yeah. So this is an image which I thought actually tells us a lot about the shift which is required in among the engineering colleges. Okay, I'm actually a person who have spoken to a few of you guys, and I've spoken to teams from the HR side. I've spoken to teams who come for campuses, who've been doing campuses for the last few years. So I thought if I show you this image, it will tell us something more than the railway track. It tells us, in fact, how things are moving. A train which is coming on to the far left corner actually moves to the far right, and a train which is possibly decide to go straight can go straight as well. But at the far end, on the top, you get to see a Y, which means there are two tracks. I think all of you guys see that. So we are actually on this end, and in the next few months, which is not necessarily, as Mr. Hota and Mr. Nair said, 6 to 9 months, it's going to be a long haul, so that we can change and we will be able to decide rather than one track, we will have two tracks going forward. Yeah. I know the scenario of media portraying it in a very different manner, which is the situation is bad, situation is grim. The NASSCOM chief, I'm part of the NASSCOM, I'm part of the company which is a member of NASSCOM, but we have shown some things which people have spoken about, saying it's going to be less campus hiring to move forward, campus hiring less, IT firms to cut campus hiring. These are sad scenarios, okay, to show. But my question was, or rather the thing which really, really bothered me was the industry body, which is NASSCOM, and I respect that part, and the companies making these statements that there are going to be challenging times, ahead of us. I have not seen any of the deans, any of the profs who are teaching these college students standing up and actually asking that and trying to understand that problem. Saying, all right, we understand there's a business problem. We understand you guys saying that the foresight is not good. The forecasting is not good. But explain to us what it is. I have not seen any thought leadership article or opinion article from somebody from the academic side raising the question, saying that, all right, we are with you guys. We provide you the most important thing in your business, which is human resource. Why are you not telling us? Why you need to do a survey and to bring that to us as a shocker? All right, move forward, please. If you do search on Google, you will get to see all these negative pieces picked up by every website. every newspaper, putting it up, and making it, even bad than what it is, possibly. Okay, go forward, please. Some of the interesting facts which I thought, I'm sure you guys are aware of it. Okay, it's not that I'm going to bring something which is different. The number of engineering graduates into 2013 is estimated to triple to about 1.3 million from what it was about 6 years ago, which is about 365,000. The top 10 software companies in the country going to hire about 150K, and while they were hiring about 400K, but 4 years ago. So which means the intake has come down drastically. Number of employees quitting their first job has come down dramatically. This actually is a good sign for us. I mean, people who are in the HR side and who work towards the talent retention, it's a very big thing for them. But it should be actually bothersome for the people on the other side, because unless the people move on, people are not going to come to you guys to bring the fresh talent. Okay, I don't know what's the reason for that, but it is coming down. So the attrition, which was 19%, is reading about 14%, and this is a survey done in about top 20 IT firms. So I want to hold this, some of the facts here, and I would like to dwell on each one of them and take opinion from you guys as well, and have a small discussion rather than, it should be a monologue. I'm giving those points to you. I will bring those marketing ideas later on, but are you guys aware of these numbers? I'm sure all of you, right? So are there any plans which you guys have put together? Okay, this is a wonderful forum. First of all, I must appreciate that Professor Sheetal has brought this forum together and the college. But I'm sure you guys have dwelled on this in the morning as well. 3 hours you guys were here. I'm sure you would have dwelled on that. But are there any solutions which we should be aware of, which Professor Mr. Nair or Mr. Hota or other people who have come from the industry must take it back? So what are those solutions you guys have for us? I mean, we shouldn't be providing solutions to you all the time, right? So I would look forward to it. My head of HR is not in the country, otherwise, had he been around, I would have asked him as well to participate in this discussion. But whatever the findings are, please send it to us. We would love to hear that. What is the plan you guys are making now? Okay? I think it's a good deal, right? As much as the responsibility lies with us, the responsibility lies on the other side as well. Yeah. So I picked up something interesting. Again, Mr. Nair, sorry, but this is marketing. This lady there is the, she looks after the leadership development at the Hindustan Levers. And she made a point which I thought is very important. And I didn't want to bring necessarily the industry I represent, which is IT. I wanted to bring a little more than that, a little more color to it. She said, we look for something which Mr. Hoda said and Mr. Nair said, attitude. All of us go to good colleges. We all speak reasonably good English, okay? We all have the same degrees. But what differs when you join a firm, whether it is HLL or Synechron or for the matter Infosys or any other firm, is your attitude, nothing else. That's what they say that. Same for Sonali, who's with P&G. She actually says that, considers people to be the biggest assets, okay? And I think these are not necessarily the cliche terms, but because the HR people don't use those much of cliche terms. I can vouch for that part. Move forward, please. Yeah. So I'm going to give out some these tryouts, okay? Because I'm not a master of these subject, but I'm going to give these tryouts from marketing perspective. So I feel the colleges, and I want to tell you a story as well. It's important that I must tell you a story. About 10 years ago, I decided to take a break in my career. I thought I needed an accelerated career. And I spoke to my better half. Most of the time, sense prevailed with them. So she told me that you must go to a college to do your MBA where there are good profs. So I was shortlisting the colleges, and my head of HR told me I must go to ISB. And I'm an alumni of ISB. I must tell you, why did I go there? It was only one reason, and the gentleman his name is Dr. Deepak Jain, who's now the Dean of INSEAD and former Dean of Kellogg School of Marketing. People call him the guru of marketing. He's a gift to the mankind, in my opinion. I went to ISB just because of him. So which means the institute made the prof the hero. I did not speak to the students where they got placed. I never spoke to them. So I went to college to learn. I knew that if I get trained or I learn under Dr. Deepak Jain, I will be also possibly in some 10 years, 20 years, gift to the mankind, possibly. I'll make an effort at least. So the professors were made heroes. And I've seen that it's actually a concept with these schools, okay? Mostly the profs, whether they do research, whether they write thought leadership articles, whether they bring trends, those research are published across. People quote them in the journals, people quote them in the business newspapers, people take their quotes in the newspapers, in the magazines. In fact, our upcoming, rather new RBI governor is a prof who's going to come. Yeah. So I think it's important that the engineering colleges across, okay, they are doing phenomenal research. I'm sure they're doing it, okay? The faculties are good, reasonably good. Maybe the marketing of them is little less, and we make them as the scapegoat for some reason or so. So the idea is that what I thought, which is trying out, let's make an engineering college or the engineering college fraternity as a global village. What I mean by that global village is some institutes, in fact, are doing it to have a partnership with a college from Germany, college from Switzerland, college from China, college from Malaysia, whatever colleges, where the profs can come here and spend time, 3 months, teach same electrical engineering what our professors are teaching as well. And send our faculty, and there are exchange programs. Faculty exchange programs happens in all the universities and all the colleges. The exposure will bring drastic change. I mean, I'm aware of one college I've been to last week, and I heard that they have got a COE there in the college, in the campus, Knowledge City, which is on the other part of the country, part of the city, sorry. They have got a COE where one of the most decorated car maker, and who have an office in Pune as well, have actually set up a COE in their college. So all the students from the automobile industry go there and try out things with the cars. So the college has given 4 cars of different makes for students to try out things. I mean, you can't go beyond that. This is fantastic. I mean, this is something which I've seen. I think most of us can take a cue from that and move forward on that as well. Cross geography internships, which I said, there are programs. There are bodies called like ISEC and other bodies are there where they offer internship not within Pune, within Maharashtra, within the country. I think it's time that students should go to different countries and different geographies. And I mean, I have got 2 marketers in my team. There's a girl from Romania and there's a guy from Russia. I mean, they wanted to come and learn with us. We said, all right, perfectly fine. And in the last avatar, where I actually had a girl from Australia and a guy from Slovakia. So it's happening. It's happening. I know that, I mean, these bodies, ISEC and other bodies, they really facilitate to get you the cross-culture part of it. The bottom part is a very important part for me, which is the alumni. I mean, those are your brand champions, okay? I went to the college about 10 years ago, but in front of this crowd, such a decorated crowd, I still remember my alma mater. And I actually am indebted to the college what I am today. I truly believe that, besides my parents and my wife and whatever kids, I can thank them all the time. But I actually feel that that college brought the paradigm shift in me. And whenever they call, I go back. I mean, even if it's once in a year is a must, to be honest, to go there. I feel that it's important to build this community of the alumni. People, I mean, Mr. Nai would agree, or Mr. Hota and the other dignitaries would also agree with that. We remember our schools and colleges. And it is because of the profs, it is because of the way we were treated, and we are indebted to them because we feel that they taught us how to earn a bread, bread, butter, cheese, jam, whatever we are earning now. They taught us. So there should be a program where we bring the alumni, bring back them to the college and let them speak to the students. Make them also the heroes, the alumni, your brand champions. Yep. Okay, so as I said, promote your students as thought leaders. Pune City, I don't know how many of us know that, actually holds a Guinness record in publishing. Pune City publishes, Pune City holds a record for publishing maximum number of journals, newspapers in the world. No other one city publishes so much, which means they are looking for content. They're looking for the content every day. They can't be talking about vertical and the rupee depreciating all the time. It's actually targeted for different audiences. Some are targeted for housewives, some are targeted for marketers, some are targeted for engineering graduates, some are targeted for working professionals. So they are looking for content. Let your students write, let your students express and go and talk to them. Not only media is one part of it, I'm just saying, I mean, they have their own blogs, they can have their own, their social media engine which they have. They can write more sensible things rather than saying I'm having a coffee or I'm having a food at Vaishali or something like that. They can code more than that. So the idea of introducing the overseas services. So since the training and the placement fraternity focuses on say 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe 70 companies, and maybe they're targeting these companies for the last 5 years, 7 years. I think it's time that it should be broadened, not necessarily the manner that who consumes my students, as in who takes my students and who provides them job, but who can make them better students. So, I mean, I would love to go to Forbes Marshall and understand what is team energy, because my son asked me those questions and I have no answers to that. I'm sure your students in the third year, fourth year, second year, they must be asking some questions which your professor would be able to answer in the training class or whatever, and they should explore that. And I think using only Google. Thank you. I mean, sorry, Mr. Nair, but my life is around that. So using the power of web. I made a deliberate effort when I joined my firm about 15 months ago. We had a legacy, okay, and we had to deal with it. That we never wanted to run away from that. So I made an effort, sincere effort, honest effort, I would call it, to ensure that I use the power of web to get the right things out, rather than people, throwing mud at different places. And you can try. I'm sure each one of you have your Facebook account or LinkedIn account or a Twitter account, okay, or YouTube channel. That brings, that's all you want, to be honest, on the web. So, yep. So this is my favorite slide, but a marketer always loves to that, saying avoid doing that, which means let's not repackage our students again and again. I'm sure we all are doing it, okay? I'm not saying it, but we should avoid doing it. A student who specializes in electronics, I'm sure he's passionate about it. Possibly there's a dearth of opportunities for some reason, and he is forced to get into a different stream. A technical guy wants to rather do something which excites him, than thinking about saying my livelihood is going to come from a company which is going to give me a job. I mean, this is our job. let this job to be us. We marketers do this to bring this product to you again, saying that. And nobody actually worried about the ingredients. We just package it differently. Classic pickles, whatever. Different colors, different shapes. Somewhere you put things bigger, somewhere you put things lesser. Because if you avoid that, you will get something which is coming on the next slide. Which means you will get this happy crowd. That's what you want. You want your students to be happy. You want their families to be happy because they studied at your college and they got wonderful jobs. There is a point which I want to bring here as well. These are our employees, and I did not ask them to pose for me, but this is one of the pictures which I had. This is only a request for you guys, okay? Make the professors, okay, heroes in front of your students. Even if there are limitations, okay, I think it's okay. We all have that. It's important to don't make the students heroes. I'll tell you why I'm saying this point, okay? Most of the colleges, when the admission time comes in, they talk about 97% placement. XYZ company comes to us as number one. The other firm, which is multi-billion dollar, $10 billion firm, comes to us for campus at number one. We give them the first chance. We give them the second chance. What we do is we actually discount the role of professor who actually makes them to appear for those colleges or for those interviews. So I think it's very important to make those profs heroes. Okay, it's going to be a slow process. And if they are teaching these guys and these guys are getting a jobs, I think they're doing a lot of things right. So we should not discount that role part. Yep. So that's the piece which is there in the pointers. You can go forward. So I believe that this is what my dad taught me. He was in Air Force, that it's never too late. So I still feel that those news items which I shown to you guys there doesn't actually hold that good. Media, and I was part of that fraternity as well, have a habit of blowing things more than what it is. Proportions are much bigger because that's what sells. So I can take questions if you guys have any questions for me. All right, thank you very much.